Hello, YouTube. We're back with some NACL VoD reviews for week 3. I took a couple of days for myself, but then realized I have to do these before I do 4th of July. So we're knocking them out. First up, we got Supernova against Team Liquid Challengers, which is a good series. It's two teams that were higher up in the totem pole going into the split, and I thought they played decent in this series. So let's dive in and see how they looked. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to drop a like, comment, and or subscribe if you want more. And you can also find me on twitch.tv/CubbyXX, where we stream these live, and you can have your questions asked, voices heard, and all that good stuff. So, that being said, let's dive on in. Some high-level NACL analysis. Okay, of course. We have full Fearless Draft for our format, which matters a little bit in terms of what's picked, what's available. That said, Zyra first pick. We are on 14-13. So this patch did have a little bit of an impact in terms of our pick ban. Skarner lost 5% of his Q damage in terms of max health. I think Skarner kind of sucks top lane now, I'm going to be honest. You're still Skarner in fights, but Jenkins has this really unique counter in the Volibear, which I love into Skarner. It's really good. You can take out Skarner's E, so you can cancel it. With the Q, you speed up, and Skarner can only fight you melee. And Volibear just goes with the Roa, Flicker Blades, and just gets the spam W. Also has R to buffer through Alt and or E if he needs to. This is a pick that Jenkins has been playing, and honestly, I think it's really good. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen more of it. That said, we have Ashe, Alistar. So a little bit of heavy utility and low damage here for TLC, which is one concern I had going later on. Meanwhile, Toasty's taking the Lucian to the Corki. And then we have... Yeah, I don't know. This draft for me was kind of like Supernova can scale, and I think a lot of teams are taking too much dime into Zyra. Like, Zyra's showing first and taking stuff like Nunu Volibear. It's eventually you get to a point of the game where Zyra is really good in you, no matter how far you set Zyra behind. What I do like about this is that we have Nunu Ashe bot side, so we can level 1 invade Zyra. So we should lose bot camps, and that's exactly what TLC does in this one, so I did like that. Nice pause phase, thanks. I try really hard to pause at the best moments for you guys. Just solely solely dictated off my face and not off the clock being 0. Oh, shout out to our team, by the way. We have rune pages now, so I can actually look and talk about these a little bit. Is there anything out of the ordinary? Jack of all trades for our mid laners. Oh, I actually really like Blue Tree on Jhin. I think not enough people go for Blue Tree. I think this is base from once. And there's not much else to talk about. All right, so we have the late invade. And this is kind of just... It is what it is. All right, so Diamond drops a ward to see if Keel's going for the Krugs, which he is not. But he did take the red. This is uncontestable when you're going to Ashe, Ali, Nunu. All right, so he's going to absorb a wee bit of XP, but it's fine. Then they track Kenvi. This opener from TLC was really strong. Was a really strong opener from TLC. This game gets haywire, though. Oh, yay, we're back with the issues. It's a 6-hour VoD. It's going to struggle. Okay, so Kenvi has push bot, which I will say, like, Jhin can kind of push, but Ashe should have push early. It's just the Leona and the Alistar. Leona's much better early levels, but Keel has the Feast Smite, so he's able to at least get the blue buff. And he just gets to the rest of his camps. So right now, Kenvi's at 5 camps, then can take Crab, so he's only set behind 1 and loses red buff, which could be better, but it's not terrible. I think TLC's been fine. I just think they still make disgusting decisions at times. Nice from Kim Down. If I'm Kim Down here, I think that he should flash. Because he can keep on prepping the E and then get the auto on the diamond. Instead, diamond waits to kind of buffer the stone and get out of tower range. But I think that Kimmy might have been able to find a kill here. Could have been a little bit closer. Because diamond was able to like step back a little bit before he flashed out of tower range. So they might have been able to have something there. That said, the game plan for Supernova is just for Kenvi to keep on clearing and going bot. And what I'm seeing with a lot of these Zyra Leona comps is that you just straight up win bot. You have Zyra plus Leona. Leona goes in, and then Zyra procs the Leona passive. And you're too strong and too tanky as Leona to be killed. And you're too strong as Zyra early on. With your AD. It's tough. Okay, so Faisal is going to try and counter. This is not terrible, honestly. I think Jenkins miscalculated a little bit. He could have waited until he got 6 first because he had a wave prio and then gone in. But there is like a chance that Kenvy's up on that wave. So maybe that's what he's thinking. But yeah. VoD's going to skip. YouTube hates me. They hate big VoDs. Twitch is the same. There aren't smaller NACL VoDs anywhere, which really tilts me. Okay. Now we're going to start the chain of Kim Down getting caught. So this is a timer where Kenvy's going to be back bot. He took us 4 camps, right? TLC didn't get this wave in. Props to Supernova for holding it out here. Honestly, if you want a real answer, Moyo, I think that it's been... TLC's bot lane hasn't been as good. And then I think as a team, sometimes they slip up. But I actually think Roamer and Jenkins have been quite fun. Yeah. So Kim's going to lose this flash here. And again, the 3v3 is just straight up winning for Supernova. It's just the champs they have and where the lane's at. All right, here we see the volley interaction. So he gets Faisal out of lane. He doesn't get the kill, but he gets him out of lane. Supernova's going to highway up to the grubs. What I don't like here is that, yes, Jenkins gets this in. I don't think there's a play. I would have rather seen TLC go for the Drake. But they go for grubs to try and contest for whatever reason. Jin's for sure better this season. His items got buffed and lethal tempo was really bad for him. And yeah, we just walk into Zyra and kind of die. Toasty has a decently nice fight here. I did like how Roamer played that. But he still dies. I don't think this was a good take from TLC. I think they should have just stuck with the Drake. Once Jenkins burns ult, he's pretty useless in this fight. He's got no flash either. But take a second look. We all just dive into Zyra. Good ult from Kenvy. This game really came down to, like, can Zyra fight or not? So that's something to look out for if you guys are watching this one with me. Still caps reach for our mids. Starting to become a lot more standard. Survive some of the all-ins. That arrow for me was thrown in a bit in the Narnia. Yeah. So I think it could have been angled better. Big on lens to get that wave in, because now they can play Drake. That's no Assault. And Assault being thrown like for a cleanse, yes, that is something, but this is really poor from Kim Down. Like for me, Keel's clearing all this out. They see them clear 2 control wards, and Kim walks in and kind of does. Like, he needs to be off the wave and warding this beforehand if he actually wants to get a ward down, which he doesn't have. So he's trying to sweep, and then Keel's not here. So he gets 1 tapped. That was poor. More positive interactions for Volley Skarner. You can stun mid-R. What's your top? Which power ranking on 80 champs right now? It's a little bit game dependent. I think Ash is bullshit, but that's also a flex. I think Ezreal's really strong. I mean, this dive's just cruel. Like, a lot of the ADs are being played mid, because, like, I'd say Corki Trist are top tier, but those are top tier as mid laners, you know? So do you mean just bot laners? If we're talking just bot laners, I might even include Ziggs right now. Alright, guys. Jin, Zyra, Leona. This is gross. Kim down, no ult, no flash, just can't move. So again, I don't love this from Kim. They just made a play top side, and the waves are crashing. I know he's trying to go for vision now, but I feel like he gets caught pretty poor. All right, I'm going to go out on the limb, and because AD mids are so strong, I'm going to say Ziggs is good right now. I think Ziggs is not being used as much as he can be. In terms of ADs, though, probably Kai'Sa. I think Ashe is just bullshit as a champion. If this champ was banned every game, I'd be thrilled. All right, nice block, though, from Kimmy. At least gets the flash out. And part of why he's walking is for the grubs. Yeah, kill's coming out of base still. Yeah, they kind of gave up on bot side. Like, Ashe is just going to be sacked now. Oh, Senna's still top tier. And it's Diamond's turn to get picked on support. So this game got, like, really fast. I think that, like, you're playing against a Nunu. Nunu can play games quickly. But I think both teams were a little bit guilty of walking when they shouldn't be. I think Kimmy's had a couple poor deaths so far. As you see, the row of Volibear one-shot the wave. This was a bad one from Keel, too. Like, this game was so sloppy. I said this game, like, really devolved. He went over 2 wards for this, and he doesn't have bot prio. And Roamer's not hovering Keel. Roamer could have helped Keel a little bit here. So I think, yeah. Like, Roamer could have at least, like, fogged down and given him a little bit of vision, but I don't know if Keel can go for that. For me, Keel should be on grubs. Yeah, like, right now, like... Yeah, Keel should be on grubs here. Oh, he's low. Wolves the grubs? I don't know. I mean, maybe then, like, you don't take this mid kill. Yeah, fuck this mid kill. Go get grubs. I don't know. It's not like... The weird part about this game is that grubs were ignored a little bit, so the risk of 6 grubs is just non-existent. Or it looks like there's 1 grub left. Yeah, so I guess you just be playing for 1 grub. Okay. Still think he gets caught in a weird spot. Super inconsistent, not great. Yeah, TLC, like, I don't know, the game's just kind of like, if they don't, I feel like they get a lot of leads, and they still aren't cleanly snowballing everything through. Like, this game, they had a pretty big lead on top side. I know bot was what it was, and I think the Supernova draft for bot side was good, but this game just became a real shit show. We were throwing down to this one. I like the IE rush from Jhin this game. I know that he can go collector, but I think that he's going to be hitting mostly frontline. So when you rush IE like this, you can go LDR second. And that makes Jin much better on 3 items. Like 3 items plus. And I do think this game for Supernova is very winnable. Like, I think they outscale. I think the one big threat, obviously, is going to be this volley in the side lane, right? I mean, how fun is that for Toasty, guys? Yeah, so now it's just TLC trying to make first plays and then sack inside. Kenvi has a nice trap here. But Kenvi gets picked. Really like the flash commit from spawn. I think a lot of these fights for TLC become like, can we get Kenvi off the map? Lens makes a mistake here as well. So again, I'm down for this from Kenvi. I think this is smart from Kenvi. Jenkins has been having a good start to the split. It's Lens opening up here that's a mistake. Because now Lens is in such an awful position that he just goes down for free. Fight still gets zoned out by the chunk, and then you get a 2v4 chase. So that was kind of on Lens. So again, TLC bounce back. I don't know. I'm down for that play from Kenvi. I just think that Lens has to exit, and they have to play that slow. Like, can Kenvi get out of here? Yeah, he's got ult. If Kenvi just walks down, it's chill. Because you can take the chunk, and then you can farm your bot side and, like, keep on pushing mid. Yeah, it's just Lens opening up that was tough. Because Jenkins was rotating over, so that's why I think you had to retreat down to your turret. Hmm. So again, I think game plan is to try and find Kenvi. I think the engage from Kimmy doesn't find Kenvi. It's a nice dash from Toast to get over the wall. Bit of an awkward formation. And they get Keel. Good flash from Romer to get out of the Jin W. Yeah, ultimately, I just think it was like a bad take. Like, Toasty got over the wall. All right, Faisal actually forced Jenkins out of the lane. Big. And he does have a Bramble Vest now, so that will help play a little bit of defense. I wonder, going back in this matchup, if like he would want to pick that up earlier. Really nice here from Supernova and Toasty. So now Jenkins is down in the side lane, and they have Prio mid. They have a good set. This is a nice play from Supernova. They've got a red buff. Toasty does a really good job of peppering. And it's a good flash from Kenvi to get to. Oh yeah, remember when Faisal forced Jenkins out of the side lane? Yeah, he still finds a solo kill. Oh, this matchup's really gross. This matchup's really fun, actually. Like, Appreciate that Jenkins pulls out something like this creative. So that does stop a potential Baron, which I think is a big deal. Like, for me, I don't think we need Zyra ult here from Kenvi. And if that goes away, like, the big thing is that Nunu is able to flash steal the Baron with his Chomp and Smite. But I think there's a world where we can maybe burn Baron with Zyra if we have ult. Because I think playing for this next wave is what really gives Supernova headaches. Like, they walk over vision to play on this wave. And Kenvi's flashless. So it's a nice arrow from Spawn. Spawn does a nice job. Volderbear TP's in. They pick Kenvi. And then Kimmy has a really nice WQ flash. And they wipe Supernova and then take Baron for themselves. So I think like that play for Supernova, I really like the top play. I think that's really good. They just played too long. They didn't retreat and didn't threaten Baron. I think they have to make that play, not use Zyra ult, and then try to threaten Baron. And they can maybe chain more off that. Like, you can get Jenkins TP potentially. And if you get that, that's big. Yeah, now it's TLC in control. All right, so now TLC has to stop the dragon stacking. That's been big in this one. No, it's small. I do appreciate Diamond hopping in front of the Ash W. Hmm. If I think Lens needs to Jin trap this. Because you, like, for me, you know the voice coming from here because of the bot wave. Like, he's killing bot wave right now, so you know the voice boy you. I think where he drops it's a little bit lazy. And he still pops it. It could be spotted earlier though. And then the angle from Keel is good. And now Jenkins gets to isolate the Skarner, and this guy gets absolutely just shit-fisted. Yeah. I think that, like, the angle that Jenkins took made this fight really tough for TLC. Or, for Supernova. Also, Spawn, like, has zero threat on him this entire fight. Diamond's ult was null. If I saw literally just drag Jenkins to, like, save the team and die himself, that's pretty funny, actually. Man's looking like me out there. So they seesawed it in the bot. Jenkins is walking up. It's a TP in the mid, so they guarantee mid prio next wave. Wait, Zyra revealed herself? Oh, Leona made it back to the base? Okay. I mean, I talked a lot about in this game, like on the cast. I felt like the biggest CD was Zyra Flash. Because TLC have a lot of like issues diving Zyra, but they can pick Zyra. So if Zyra's down Flash, they have ways to actually abuse that. I hate these giant VoDs, man. None of them behave. So they use the stuff to pick Faisal. They only get Faisal ult. Really, this is a really nice fight by Faisal. I actually think that he got a lot of value here. And again, like these fights are way worse if it doesn't start with Kenvi. Now, a roamer does get Kenvi Flash. But yeah, that nice stall by Faisal. I think it was a bad take by Supernova. Or, by TLC. Sorry. I think like any and every fight just has to be on the Zyra. So yeah, I think Keel, like, not getting on Kenvi there, could it, like, if he gets on Kenvi, that could have been a game changer. It would have been hard to turn that snowball around, but yeah. I like this from Jenkins, but again, I think Jenkins should have tried to find Kenvi. That said, the Astro finds Kenvi. Diamond takes a one-way trip. Jenkins also takes a one-way trip. It's kind of funny. What happened here? I mean, Faisal's no TP mid, so I guess they want to fight because they have numbers and they just get Diamond. Nice try by Toasty. I think the Toasty dash was an oopsie, but he had a nice fight outside of that. And Skarner happens. All right. Yeah, I mean, good recovery from Supernova. I think the fight there from TLC is not bad, given that Skarner's mid with no TP. It's fine. God, the Cyber Champ's so gross. The fact you can take blue like from the middle of the river. I know the Kenvy's level 18. Okay. Kenvy should not flash for this, by the way. I was talking a lot during this cast. The most important sum in the game, the most important spell is Zyra Flash. So I think wasting's like, this is a waste of Zyra Flash. Trading it for Corki, that's a waste. Like, given that you have the most important spell in the game. And that really comes back to bite Supernova here. And then we get the decision of the split. All right, so Jenkins gets 100% chain CC'd. It's really lit. Diamond tries to go on spawn. Doesn't work. I will say Spawn's angle is good here. Finding Toasty was big. So I think Diamond trading himself to get Toasty. Like, he ultimately kind of traded himself to get Toasty out. That's okay. Even though if it looks bad. And then TLC are just kind of stalling for the Elder. Like, they know that they got to play for Elder and Bot River. Because right now, Baron's up and Elder spawns in 30. Hopefully Cynical. Thanks. We're doing our best. And Supernova makes the call to split, guys. They melt the Baron. They cannot get to Elder in time. Like, for me, Supernova had the winning position of this game, and then they traded Baron for Elder. It was no bueno. And then they walk in and kind of die. I don't know what else to say about this fight. I feel like Supernova had this game in the bag, and then this happened, and they lost them the series. Because this was the close game. SWQ again from Kimmy. Oh, we have Elder up on 2. Baron up on 1. Now keep in mind, Kenvy's no flash, so we can pull off a play like this. This is an ice trap. Like, they have this all spotted out from the mid ward and an embankment ward, and they beat into this spot. It's really good. But then, like, Kenvy's no flash, so Jenkins gets to send it on him like this, and still has Elder. So again, like, the no flash on Zyra ends up leading to a couple bad fights, and made a big difference in this game. All right, so we chase Lens to the ends of the earth. And we end the game. This was a mess. But, I don't know. I can't even really talk about map play in this. It's fine. We're just going to move on. Next game. All right, game 2. Fearless draft, right? So we have all these champs off the table. I have to go for some different shit. We have Trist Ivern, and we end up taking full poke into that. This puts you on a timer into Ivern, and I think that the core and the comp for Supernova was just a lot more sound this game. We have a lot of CC to set up this and this. Varus ended up going on hit this game. I actually would have preferred if Varus went poke. I feel like this just gets you over the edge in terms of teamfight DPS on its own. But there were Varus changes this patch, so regardless, Lens like does have peel for the front line. It's just that you can't really interact with the team unless he goes poke. And I think the poke's good setup for everything else. As real answer with a Nid, this is technically a flex, but what ends up happening is that Nidalee has no lane to play for here. So we're literally just throwing out poke. And TLC doesn't play this game fast enough to find the win. Diamond already burned. Okay, I guess I missed a play. Here we go. Unlucky. All right, so we have Kenvi prepping his top camps first, so top to bot, and Keel doing the same. Expect Jenkins to be ahead in this lane matchup. And then bot lanes, because it's on hit Varus, Ezreal wins this matchup for me. Like, you should somewhat out-econ Varus a little bit if Varus isn't able to bully. And Rel can stat check not a little bit, so... Sorry, things are so jumpy. Yes. So we dropped Roamer Flash level 1 from Nautilus. Toasty finds the slow. I'm going to ignore the Q going backwards from Roamer. It might have gotten a kill on Kenvi. So that hurts a little bit, but it's a good start. Supernova's played Ivern twice now this split in their 2 series, and each time they've really just sent the house mid. And it's gone well for them. They've won both games. Not exactly what you expect out of a Kenvi champ. Or Kenvi. But Kenvi Ivern's been pretty good. So that's good. Again, we send the house mid. We already took his TP. He has no flash. Toasty's yet to TP back. So there's like no kill here, but Ivern has a lot of dead time in the map, just given how his clear works. So the fact he's able to get in and do shit like this is pretty big. He even gives Toasty another shield, so Toasty's able to just play like a dumbass for another wave. And Toasty, keep in mind, he still has his TP up, so at any point, if he's able to get, back around, he can TP. This was a big reach from TLC. Yeah, I don't know it. I think Keel just expected Kenvi to retreat to his camps, but after getting spotted here, Kenvi decides to contest with Naut, who is on a bot lane reset, and Keel gets caught. So the house being sent pays off. So, I mean, TLC being down in this game hurts, because, like, for me, this comp with TLC, they need to get ahead if they're going to poke. They have to have a gold advantage if they want their poke to connect. It's really tough to get through Ivern, not Cassante, where you have some decent shields and healing to actually get through, because we're going to have Redemption come in from Ivern, so that can really cap off some health bars. Kenvi taking away the Nilly Red's pretty nice. A lot of this, though, just comes from mid. Like, you can see how far up Toasty's able to play. That said, Keel does get Kenvi back here with Jenkins. Well, kind of. He's at least able to get some buffs back. They way overcommit. They actually die. This was a bit Snoop from Supernova, so I kind of want to take a look at this one. Or from TLC, I should say. Like, Roamer's forced all the way out. And then Keel just, I guess, sends it. Nice flash, though, from Kenby. Daisy gets the knockup, so an oopsie from Keel. And Faisal just gets to walk past Nar and kill Keel for free. Meanwhile, bot, Lens and Spawn. I feel like Lens got a little bit bored here, if I'm being honest. I guess Spawn's low mana. But ooh. I think if Lens flashes this, don't you not get mana back from W if you don't hit a skill? Because like Spawn gets all of his mana back from that. And he has biscuits. Yeah, he popped biscuit. So I think Lens just miscalculated. Played Spawn. I don't think that's a good take though from Lens. It's mid kingdom. Tops down doesn't really matter that much. Still gonna be Kasante. So right now, I mean, things are really chill for Supernova. Giving Ezreal a kill is a slight oops. And the spike of this team is going to be when the tiers evolve for the J says. It's got to be like that or earlier. All right, Keel's starting to catch fire. And the fact that he gets 2 grubs and 1 Drake is decent for TLC, but keep in mind, all this is late for what their comp needs. Because there are a couple invades where Keel died and sent himself a little bit behind. So he's still up, but not up as much as he could be. And mid being where it's at's a big problem. A crack and Trist is tough to deal with. Hey, what's up, Winter? Thanks for the raid, man. Thanks, and happy birthday. Had 3 viewers for rating. You're good, boss. They don't want to watch my old disheveled ass anyway. Alright, so we have a attempted all-in from Faisal, but that Q's sidestepped. Oh, nice skip. We love our big 6-hour VoDs. He has TP to get back, but Jenkins can match, so it's not that big of a deal. I think that ult was a little bit misplaced from Faisal. Like, he got back with Iceborne. So I think that, like, you want to have ult now to try and all-in, if anything. But the wave's in front of him, so he can't do anything. Alright, so Toasty TP's bot that's spotted. This gives TLC a window, and Kim Down does a really nice job of getting in here. I mean, I would give Kim Down more credit, but, like, he's spotted. So I don't know why Supernova pushed up. That's the real question. They see Spawn. They didn't have a scout of this ramp, and they aren't on mid-wave. I think if they reset, took their waves, and then waited for the next wave, they'd actually be chilling. Because both Toasty and Lens would have their waves fixed. This is the one wave that TLC can actually play on. And they kind of walked into it. I don't want to play anymore. I just want to watch your commentary. It is what it is. No, all good, boss. I knew Toasty was going to be good before everyone else saw it. He's got the gamer gene for sure. He was immortal in Valorant. I actually found a really fun VoD that Zamudo shared with me where I interviewed both Toasty and Zamudo back in 21 during the Unified Grand Prix part of PG that you guys were playing in. I think you guys knocked him out, Winner. I forgot about that. Sumino shared it with me. It was cool. It's like when players have a better memory than me. My memory is usually decent, but I will say interviews, I don't usually do interviews, so don't exactly remember those. After that, it's shady. Yeah, that was a fun year. Okay, so Supernova's going to play for the top turret. I think this ult from Kim down, or from Toasty, onto Kim down. Honestly, I feel like it could have been saved, but I don't blame him. I think that it's Nautilus's job to cancel the W here. And if Nautilus hooks, then you can ult after if he does W. It's okay. Either way, they get out, and they still take the turret. So Supernova's ahead on plays. Still fine. Yeah, this actually ends up being a pretty nice from Supernova. Because like they get like Toasty bases so early. And they just go straight bot. And I like the sync to recall from Faisal as well. They drop a little bit on these waves, but then the next waves are going to be really strong because TLC is still on the map making a play, and they get Toasty another turret. That's nice. This is nice from Supernova. I like this. This is nice. Yeah, so it's going to be like really strong in these couple of waves, and as long as they play with and through Toasty, again, this is the game plan for Supernova when they play these Trist Ivern comps. Just we're going to 3-man Toasty the entire game. Good flash by Toasty. Toasty actually plays this fight quite nice. Like, I think he really maximizes his DPS here. And he has a nice buffer on the W. It buys time for Faisal to TP in. He can't get anything, but I thought that it was a decent attempt here from Toasty. Nice chunk here from Spawn. And Lens almost gets taken out. So you can see the poke from TLC really connecting. And this is the one thing that this is where TLC is strong. I think Evolved here is like the point where they're strongest in this game for both Ez and Jace. And they don't quite have it yet, but off the Herald, they are able to answer back. I like the attempt, though, from Supernova in this rotation. I think TLC just had good defense here. It was a decent series of events from both teams. Game was a lot cleaner than Game 1. Game 1 was something else. Yeah, so the defense now, like TLC are in this really nice spot where they want to follow the rule of no fighting. Because if you take a straight up fight against DPS Varus and DPS Trist, you're probably going to lose. But if you never take that straight up fight and you rely on everything to poke, I think you're kind of chilling. So Supernova are going to really try and hard force objectives and bait TLC in. I like this angle from Kim. I know it's spotted. I would have been okay with TLC fighting. Because, again, you are on, like, at least one Miramana spike. And this would have been a thickie from Kim. The real question is, are we close enough? Which, I think the answer to that is no, because of where Daisy's at. Okay, so they return to waves. Okay, that's fine. Nice trade there by Diamond. I think that's 100% worth the flash for flash. Alright, so Kill gets that away. He doesn't get blue buff. And then Toasty just mauls Jenkins in the side lane. He has Absorb Life, though. And Fleet, so... that point's really OP, by the way, guys. Absorb Life is really OP. More people need to take this point. This point's not okay. The on-hit Varus Q. Again, this is 14-13, so Varus did see some changes. I actually haven't checked the data on Varus yet. I checked early patch data, and I saw like MF had a big win rate. We did see a little bit of MF. Oh, we got the quality lowered, and it's actually functional now. Let's go. I'm kind of down for a functional VoD with lower quality, but I know everyone's probably not that way. Yeah, I mean, the thing for me is that I don't think TLC, like, are able to play 3 lanes that well enough.
He's hot.
Hey, Ian7J2, thanks for the sub. Yo. This is actually a wave where I feel like TLC could play both side waves and then drop the next mid wave and hover one, and they don't. I want Roamer to actually kind of... I think Roamer might be able to commit with this. If he's able to play like with the rel. I think that this 4 stack for TLC is okay. But actually, I want them to play that side lane. Like, if anything, you could have Gnar kind of follow what Cassante is doing. I think, again, the narrower setups where you're able to actually connect with poke is good, but look at how far back Supernova plays. They're not taking any unnecessary poke, so the game's just stalling out. And as this game stalls out, Supernova outscales. Alright, so we're going to trade no Drake fight for TLC. Instead, we're going to take the outer. Isol's here to play the best defense he can. And it's Drake trade for turret. So again, like, TLC, they give a little bit. They don't get a ton. They get something. Like, they can't fight in this game. They have to be disciplined. Ooh, that's actually okay. They get Faisal TP out. Because now Toasty has to be the one that's in bot lane, and that's not ideal at all. He wants to be on the Jace. Oh, they TP onto the Jace, though. That's a big-ass chunk. Yeah, so Roamer TP'd out once he sees this. This is a good TP from Roamer. Well done. So again, like, I just don't think, like, TLC connected any real poke. And any real poke that does get connected, you can always just redemption off. Like, also, like, the shield being applied, you know, Moonstone. We have a heal cut third item coming in from spawn. I'm not a fan. I think that he needs to go max damage. But I guess, like, they are committing to not fighting. So I can kind of see that, but I don't know. I feel like that was an oops. Yeah, Ivern. Dawncore. Some more gifts from Cubby to the team. TLC trying to carve out a little bit of a pocket before Dragon. Oh my god, we still skip at shit quality, man. Like Siba. It's not nearly as bad, though. Alright, so Jenkins... I didn't like this either. Jenkins is popping Mega here. So, like, for me, I'm like, okay, we need to Dragon as TLC, like, with the Mega Timer. Like, that's when we're going to fog. The Supernova does something that I do kind of appreciate, is they just start ripping Baron. Jenkins is hitting Dragon as Mega, so now he has no Mega Timer, and we have a Baron fight coming up. And you can see the redemption for Cubby. Like, what the fuck is that, man? And Supernova just gets one. They stick it. Faisal's doing a nice job of holding the line here. They're actually able to get it killed. And TLC has no engage if Kim Down's not around. They need Jenkins to hit Mega, which he does. But it's a double flash response now. So really good reactions from Supernova. And the root connects from Cubby, so they're able to rip Jenkins a little bit too. I love the jump from Toasty as well. This jump's really good. Like, he gets another one, so I like jumping before, because you can reposition again. This was hilarious. And Supernova get out with 3. That's a big win. No Drake trade, and from here on out, I feel like Supernova has the lead. Again, it's a hard cut for TLC to play. They just didn't get enough this game. I feel like it's a little bit tough for them. Like, Kim's the only, like, real engage. And once mid got behind, like, you didn't have... There was no mid prio this game. I think it was a good game plan for Supernova, and then they just kind of waited their way until they scaled. Like, being down 4k gold as this comp as Supernova, like, 25 minutes in the game is, like, not... It's really not that terrible. Especially if you have a Tristana that's this fed. Because your comp is so easy to function in fights. Like, yeah, Jenkins is on mid wave, so we just take one. It ain't bad. Maybe we could have held not all, but at least we lock up Kim. It's a 5-man R into Nada. Some decent poke that connected on the back half, but not, again, nothing significant. It's actually turn the tides. We get to narrow the setup to 2 lanes. This is... Actually, is this chill? What do lens wait for? Why doesn't lens base now? Okay, so lens is late. It's an oops. It's fine. And everything on the toasty. Jenkins TP doesn't mean shit. Bicelos gets the chill. And that's Baron. Chase Jenkins, the end of the earth. That's Drake. And this game continues to be lame. I don't know. I feel like comps like this, I just don't like Nidalee right now. There's nothing like actually get Nidalee damage off in terms of setup. You're just poking, and then Ivern does that, and it's like, okay. It's chill. We're playing the Vern. TLC definitely felt a bit of the Vern this game. I'm always dragging that horse around. Decent attempt from spawn. Good job, Lens. And good job, Supernova. Making the series a little bit closer. That said, next game. Yes, we get to talk about range more. All right. Jinx first pick. So the answer, when you answer Xayah Rakan on the Jinx, playable matchup. Definitely doable. But you are saying that we're going to win on 1 to 2 items. And we have to find ways to close the gap. Because if this is allowed to free fire, then you're chilling. So it kind of becomes a war of that. Udyr for Keel, this is a flex, but we expect this to be in Keel's hands on this team. Kimmy used to be a Thresh main, so it will be a Thresh for Kim down. They don't want the Kench. I mean, they don't want Pool to get narrowed too much. This is weird because we are in the last game of Fearless. And a lot of the good Rakan matchups are off the table now. Like Leon and Nautilus. Renekton for Faisal. Take away Poppy Azir. I'm down for a Poppy takeaway. Yeah, I think the Poppy takeaway is smart. And I think Azir takeaway is what it is. I think those two are fine. I really like the Vi takeaway. If I'm Supernova, I would have actually wanted to take Vi here, I think, looking back. But You are against a Thresh, which can fuck with Vi a little bit, so... Yeah, that's one thing, though, to think about. Also, if I'm TL, I could have taken Vi here, but I think Keel has been preferring the power farmers. And the big part about Udyr is that you actually can contest AP junglers early, which I think Keel and TLC like a lot. He uses it pretty well. So we have Hui on 4, Roamer pulling out the APA Ziggs. But she did play in playoffs last year and is quite good. And I really like Ziggs and everything showing. Hui is a champ that, for me, doesn't have nearly as much range as people make out Hui to have. I prefer Ziggs in a way. I think that you really outrange and out-interact Hui. And I think Ziggs is like kind of Thanos this game. And when I was looking at this comp on 4, I'm like, okay, just pick Ornn and it's kind of GG. Because look at all the... like, this outranges, this can outrange and out-interact and buy you a lot of range. And then Udyr's your like frontliner to try and get economy early on. I thought that this was a really nice draft for TLC. And for Supernova, again, it's just all about early game. How fast can we push the pace of the game? So a lot of this, I'm going to look at Supernova and see, like, do they make decisions that we can push pace the game fast enough? All right, so mirrored clears. I think that this... I found it curious that Kenby was clearing away from bot side. Like, I know that the Renekton Ornn matchup, if you get Ornn off, like, level 3, Renekton, like, increases the window in which he can win. Jenkins was really big in this match for me, though. Like, Jenkins was the difference game 1. I thought he was the difference game 3. I think Supernova really botched a rotation in here. That hurt them a lot. All right, it's kind of a nothing burger. Cam and spawners trying to get a good base for themselves, which they do. So bot's already better base. And Jenkins is even top. Really nice trade from Jenkins. He's doing a really nice job here. Jenkins, again, was really big in this one. AC Roamer forced out Toasty. So, like, TLC, they have the scaling picks, and they're winning the lanes. And to be fair, I think the TLC can win these lanes, like, given the picks they have. This is a bad timer from Faisal. So, we're mirrored clears. Oh, this was a little bit unlucky. Okay, we'll cover this in the replay. This is a little bit unlucky for Faisal. We are mirrored clears right now. Keel got around a ward that he placed, and Faisal got cooked for it. The flash from Faisal, though, was... I didn't get that one. That was a bit of a tilter. All right, Jenkins TP's mid, which was ambitious, but he's not going to miss anything top for it. All right, yeah, check this ward. So, Keel, there's a ward there. This ward, if it's, I believe... Yeah, he's pretty much going to sneak around it. And there's good vision coverage here. Like, there's a crab up, there's this. Keel gets around everything. So that ward from Faisal, like... I don't know what else. I don't know what to say, man. That's a bit of a stinker. In terms of, like, it's not a terrible ward, but it stinks that, like, it missed him, you know? Nice rip from ones. Alright, so Faisal's always able to get some dirty farming in. But on the Grubs timer, keep in mind that Sedge is bot. And based on the clear that Sedge took this game, that is the window where Kenby can be bought. And there's no resets like hard play for grubs. I still think the playing for grubs is the way. When you have Renekton, I want to take grubs like as soon as possible. Get the man 6 and get him grubs. And then when they hit the grubs, he's not there. And this is where things get weird for me. So Faisal and Lens are both going to base, and they're going to switch lanes. So, like, Renekton for me is one of your stronger pieces that you have right now. And Keel is, like, yoinking grubs because of this timer. I don't get this at all. Like, this is the wave where you are behind in terms of your recalls. And it's because of what happened bot lane. So if Kenvi and Lens were to, like, slam B right there, it's chill. But Lens takes one more wave. And Faisal, like, kind of jerks it around a little bit. And they base late. So we have the Udyr and Thresh out first. I mean, it's not like they got nothing for it. Like, they got the waves in. But if the play is grubs, then that's the play. And our Renekton has a Phage and has ult up. And there's no flash, but, like, it's not terrible, like, playing Renekton Sejuani up there. I think opting to bring the Jinx Thresh up, which is exactly what they do with this rotation when Ornn's already here, is a mistake. It's like one of their stronger members is down. Faisal still walks. They lose the grubs 2 for 1. And then off the back half of this, they switch the lanes entirely, which for me, like, Ornn gets more out of less resources than Renekton does, right? Renekton at this item breakpoint doesn't win the matchup right now, but we're giving Jinx a free lane. All right, ults whatever from Jenkins. And Renekton's going to lose out on resources. Jenkins gets all the resources, by the way. That's a really good base cancel from him. So we have both marksmen just like free firing. And then when we swap back, we're going to lose 2 waves for it. Because the prio was on TLC. The swap was called from Supernova. It was delayed from the top side by Jenkins. And it was delayed for Faisal. So we lose cannon waves. Or, well, we swap on the cannon wave, but we lose cannon top. Lens gets it bot. Like, now, like, the Renekton's behind. Zaya's even. And everyone's ahead for TLC. They're up gold, and they're the comp that, for me, outscales and have way more range. So, like, yeah, Supernova gets a Drake off this, but I don't think TLC gives a flying fuck about that Drake. The fact you're 2-1 grubs, and they get a 930 Drake, you're chilling this game. This is a mistake from Kim Down. He flays Diamond out of choppers instead of into. So, I think he could have waited on that one. Diamond does get out, and Lens gets a double. It's an oops. If Diamond goes down there, you get a reset on Spawn, and I assume Spawn gets to pressure Lens a little bit. Also, Kenby's here. I don't think they were expecting that. Yeah. That's good for Supernova. Nice W from Roamer. That was close. The level up might have saved Toasty here, by the way. Oh, that was real close. I don't know if he had minion aggro or not. I don't think so, but we're Ziggs. We can still pick up the wave. It's fine. All right, second grubs. The swap's in first. I mean, what the fuck? I really wish you could see how the map got this way for Supernova. I think they just decided to sack grubs late. But it is going to be 5 grubs for TL. Yo, Fudginator, best VoD reviews on Twitch. Thank you. I do my best. Kimmy gets caught. Kind of. Diamond burns flash for this. Lens is just never in range. and TL get the reset and get prio in all their lanes again. This is something I really do like and appreciate from TL, though, like their discipline on bases. Like, basing early there. Like, Supernova just missed their play, and they will get this wave in, which Jenga's TPs to. Like, their ults are down. They can't get anything else for this, and now they just get the play map really strong. They get to be really strong on map now after this. Gotta go. Love the reviews. Cubby, happy 4th. Yeah, happy 4th to you as well, woe to you. Enjoy. I hope everyone's 4th involves some sunshine, and if you're of age, a burger and a beer. Or a dog or a brat. Something on the grill. I miss grilling, man. I don't have a grill out here in LA. I miss it dearly. Fun fact, the very first call I had with I worked on it was back in 2020. Papa Smithy was asking me about like broadcast rates for 100 Thieves Next. And the very first call I had, I was I've been a long time League fan, and I always looked up to Chris a lot. So after the very first call, I had burgers ready to celebrate. And I grilled in Columbus, it was nice. Good pick here from Supernova. They did get the flash out. And an alcoholic beverage. Good for you. Drink responsibly, but as long as you do that, I do love me a good alcoholic beverage. Okay, so TL's getting a little bit like feisty here. They're gonna give the Herald. I really like. I know it's small. I really like Roamer just throwing E down to threaten Diamond, knowing that Diamond has engaged. What's up, Sneezes? They tried to cancel the recalls. I think they got feisty because they just want to take the Drake. So again, this game state is so good for TLC right now. We have the scaling comp. We are even in Dragons. We're even in Gold, and we're up Grubs. That's everything you could have wanted and more as TL. All right, the W from Diamond doesn't connect. He's just trying to get in range, and after that, they get cooked. I think the game ends here. Yeah, because Diamond gets left to the Wolves, Spawn gets reset. This was a reach again for Supernova. Kenby and Diamond are the ones calling the shots, looking for plays. And I just don't get why Kenby starts with R. Like, let's at least get the shield off. Like, we are into Thresh Shield. And we can buy time for Diamond to rotate if we actually think this is a play, or like maybe look on Spawn after. It's just, I don't think this play is ever there. I think Supernova's really reaching. And I can't blame them. Like, this game is hard for them. And we're talking about how good the game state is for TLC. But I think that was a poor reach. Toasty does his best here. But it's a 4v1. Lysol has no TP, so it's just a free play. Really like Keel on this Udyr pick. I feel like he just knows how to play it better than everyone else. You can use it to contest AP jungle picks early on. And he just becomes really tanky in the jungle later on. I would consider in later games as against TLC taking this away just because I don't think my team would know how to play against it. Really like Toasty this split. Yeah, I think Toasty's leveled up a little bit. He's getting a little bit ran by Roamer, but I think he looks okay on the marksman, you know? And that's good. I'm excited for the next series, though. I thought the next series, like, Blue Otter played very well. I'm excited to take a look at that. Their map play is actually, like, quite good. I paid him compliments in the first review where they did come back against AoE 2-1, but they really took it to Maryville in the next one. Getting ran by Roamer is okay long. Yeah, but for how long, you know? We got to start running people ourselves. This game is really, really hard now. I think this game's kind of out of reach for Supernova. If I'm Supernova right now, I'm doing anything I can to take away Roamer or Spawn Flash. But even then, you still have a Thresh behind, and it's tough. And I really like TL sacking this Dragon. They made a play for top. They're going to finish out on that play. They're going to ignore it and then just go prep Baron Vision. Yeah, so Keel's working. Bot the top. They drop the Drake. They fix bot wave, and now their Baron setup's really good because they just completely abandon the Drake. Love this. Toasty's no flash. Flash hook coming out from Kim. You have slows with Udyr to boot. Really well done. Part of that's because they ignored the Drake. And then they're going to continue to play. There's only one Lantern. But they're chilling. Roamer gets caught here. He doesn't kite this camp correctly. If I'm kiting this camp as Roamer, I'm going to try and kite it down. So I can be closer to mid. Whereas he kites it close to the blast cone, that's a little bit more easy. Actually, no, I'm wrong. It's an empowered blast cone. I think he's fine. He just gets caught. Good fine. It's partly opened up because they see 2 on a bottom control ward, so they know they can take control of this side of the jungle. So they do get Roamer's flash. That is big for Supernova. I haven't done the math on ornaments yet, but oh boy, Ornn and the Renekton in that game. Only 35 support. Hi, hello. Whatever Ornn items got changed, so whatever's first in your inventory is what gets evolved when he hits you, and there is some math and science behind what you should evolve. The answer is always Death Cap, by the way. Alright, so Keel tanks it. They try to one-shot Keel, but Diamond gets almost one-tapped. Kenby actually got in here. I don't love the Chompers from spawn. I think that if the Chompers are onto Kenby, you could have maybe gotten some out of him, and he's more important. That said, Keel wins the war. There was nothing else for Kenby to hit that with. And Lens gets hooked, which is quite good from Kim. So Lens has heal and alt, but the fact that he eats that means the spawn gets to space him, and then the rest of the fight's easy. Kimmy indeed was a Thresh one trick. We do love to see the Kimmy Thresh. There are some good Threshes in our league. Diamond's one of them too. We're going to see Thresh for sure. Just given the format and given some of the players we have. Every support player played a lot of Thresh at one point, no? I mean, again, Roamer doesn't have flash up, so I'm super down for this, but they just don't have the damage for it. I'm okay with this from Supernova. I think that's like one of the better angles they can have, but Jinx gets reset off Drake because they're at the fight, and again, they're just cooked this game. They're outranged by everything. They're out gold valued now. They're outscaled. There's not much else to talk about in this game. I think Supernova's swaps around Grubs were poor compared to TLC's, and they lost a lot of tempo from those. And I do think that TLC had a good draft where not only did they have picks that outscale, but also I like Ziggs in the way. I like Jinx in the Zyrakan, even if that lane can pressure. I think Kenby pathing away from that was an oops. I think you kind of, like, if you opt into the 3v3, yes, Udyr and Jinx like will outvalue you, but I almost think you kind of have to. Look at how much damage Jenkins tanks, guys. Really nice poke from Roamer. They got Lens to like 0 HP. Jenkins is no alt, so I guess that's the theory, but Lens can't fight. All right. Easy take. What's the deploy like? We ignore the Drake. Lit. And we 4-man the last lane that we've yet to take. And this one's over. Yeah, Toasty's at half. Oh boy. Ha! I don't think Keel got the unstoppable off. He instead went for the empowered R, which did get Sterax, but oops. All right, we got to watch more game. Thank you. Thank you, Keel. We have 2 inhibs up now. I don't like throwing everything to Threshold again. I think it's a nice flash from Cam and an easy ult from Jenkins, and this fight's a lot easier. Yeah. Okay. The Hui circle and the Udyr circle looked like they were kind of the same there. That was kind of funny. Good game, TLC. I think that game 1 was winnable for Supernova. They didn't win that, and they ended up finding the series. But TLC, we did see some good Grubs rotation, some good early games from them. I like their draft in that game 3. Got a couple unique answers I think teams are struggling to deal with. That said, that's it for this VoD review. We'll be back for more with NACL. But thanks so much for tuning in. If you are on YouTube, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any feedback is great. So far, it's been relatively positive. So we're just going to keep it up, and we'll see you guys for the next one.